What the heck? I am so going redhead right now.
All right, don't get mad. It's supposed to be a comedy show. We don't want to scare off our viewers.
You know I'm not an idiot. You know what it is? It's a stupid iPhone. It keeps saying go on landscape. I was on landscape. I know what a landscape is.
Did you start from profile maybe and then turned it?
No. Okay. I have been nothing but this way.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know. I don't have the answers.
All right, hang on. Let me just have a little sip and get a little zen here a minute.
Hey, we're both wearing green for the green room.
Hey, I didn't even plan that. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. I think I'm better now. Technology just drives me nuts. I might as well try and hook a printer up while I'm at it.
I feel the same way. I think this means we're getting old.
No, it's not, because we know what we're doing. So anyway.
Really? I think we're going to have to work a little harder to convince everybody. What do you want to do? Do you want to do an overview of what the green room is for our new viewers?
Yeah, it's not two old people trying to figure out how to use a phone. That's for sure.
Hey, Jim. Hey, ho.
The green room is the name of a section in a venue, usually a side room that's like a lounge where performers wait to go on stage, and then after they're done, they hang out. So since Jareth and I are comedians and we're just hanging out, having all kinds of fun, we decided to call our chats green room. And just we decided we're going to try and keep these like 10 minutes, right? Nobody's got time to sit there and listen to nonsense all day long. So maybe if we can figure this out, we can come on more often if we just do quickies.
Yeah. So it'll be brief and to the point, hopefully, if we don't get too sidetracked. And people don't ask too many questions, but we'll do our best to keep it short, and then we'll try to do several of these instead of like my attention span I figure is about 7 minutes. Those are the videos I watch. They get up to 15, I start getting impatient. So I think 10's a pretty good spot to start.
Well, and the plan is supposed to be you host one time, I host another, but apparently, well, we'll just see. We'll see what happens. So what do you want to talk about today, Jareth?
So we were going to talk a little bit about what it's like going to your first open mic, specifically for people who have never done it and they're wondering what it's like. I guess first you got to do is find an open mic. If you're like me in New England, there's New England open mics on Facebook that lists all the open mics, which is nice. And there are other searches you can do on Facebook. I don't remember them because I really just follow New England open mics. And then you go, make sure you get there early.
What's early? How early?
I try to be at least a half hour before the show starts. In fact, a lot of places will post that if they start at 7, they want the list out at 6:30. The later you get there, the less options you have for the list, or you might not get on the list. Most places put out just a piece of paper with, it might say 1 through 10 on it, or it might be blank, and you write your name down. A lot of the ones I've gone to around the Portland, Maine area, you can put your name down in a different slot, not necessarily the first number. Like this, says 1 through 10, there's nobody on the list. I could put myself down for 5 if I don't want to be the first or last one up. And then other people fill in, although sometimes if there's only 5 people that show up and they'll put their name after me and I'm number 5, I may still be the first one up. So it's not a definite thing, and some places don't do that. You just tell them. The way I run my open mic is I like people to email me or call me or text me, so I know they're coming, and then I meet everybody there at the open mic, and I ask them if they have preferences where they want to go up, and I try to accommodate people. Of course, as it gets bigger, I'm sure I won't be able to keep doing that, but it's small right now, and everyone's real agreeable, and they pretty much get to go up where they want to go up. So that's a nice way to start.
All right, so that'll get you going. Okay, my tip is try not to bring notes with you. I know that there are different opinions on this, and some people say take them. But if you are going to go open mic, then you should practice a little bit in front of your dogs or the mirror or something and know your material a little bit So, you know, keep in mind that, yeah, it's practice for you, but you're also asking an audience to listen. And so if you have not put the effort in to practice it a little bit, again, you will make mistakes. You don't have to be great. But if you don't feel you know your material enough that you need notes, you know, if you absolutely have to do them, I'm suggesting then you write them on a napkin and then you put your drink on top of it on the stool and you'll be a little bit covert about it. I know that people don't always agree with me. Surprise, imagine that. But I say if you're going to go on open mic, try to do it without notes. And then you will be able to evaluate later and say, oh, I forgot that part. Well, guess what? You won't forget that part next time. My opinion, not a rule, my opinion.
Hey, Greg. Hey, David. Welcome aboard. I kind of agree with you mostly. Around here, I don't know about other parts of the country, but around Maine, a lot of people have said, oh, it's just practice, bring your notes. And I find a lot of people will bring in a notepad right up there and they'll look through it and they'll tell a joke and they'll flip through it, look for another joke, or they'll be using their smartphone and looking through that. And I don't really care. But the way I look at it is, if this is practice for open mic, for doing a real show, then why don't I want to practice memorizing and practice how I'm going to do my show without notes? Because I'm not going to have notes when I'm on the big stage.
You got to cut the apron string at some point. Might as well just give it your all.
I think I'm not just practicing my jokes. I'm practicing my persona, my movements. I'm stalling for words now, like I'm at the open mic. This is what happens when I'm at the open mic. So what I do is I had like my jokes all kind of have like a title or just a couple words that remind me. And I write them all down on the back of a business card and I keep it in the palm of my hand so people can't see it. And then I'll look at the microphone, I'll look at my hand, a lot of times people don't even know I'm doing that. I noticed a real professional comedian in our area who is, I think he's the biggest comedian in New Hampshire right now. I've noticed that he has a set list that's on a big 5x8, maybe even bigger piece of paper. He writes down all his jokes, all his, list, his whole set list, and he tapes it to the back of the monitor on the stage. So unless you're looking for it, you don't notice it. Of course.
Yeah, so be covert. If you're going to do it, be a little sneaky about it. Hey, Jareth, we're at 8 minutes already. We want to try and keep to our promise of, 10-minute in and out quickies?
I asked him about that after the show, and he said that the reason he does that is because he does a new set for every single show. He never repeats his jokes. Every show is new. So he can't memorize it all because he does a lot of shows. He can't memorize that much stuff. So it makes sense. Don't look at it. See, don't run the mic. Run the light. That means a lot of open mics will shine a light when your time's up. Nobody likes you to go overtime because then the whole night can get too long.
Yeah, go under as opposed to over. Cut it short.
It's a little bit short's better, but some places don't want you to go too short either because like where I'm running the mic, we have barely enough people to fill an hour because it's new and it's small. So if people come up short, then that means I got to fill in the space, which usually works out okay until people get sick of hearing my jokes.
Yeah, but it's a rule of thumb, start on time, end on time. If they're going to give you a time, just respect everyone's time, and the host can always drag it out a little bit more, and that's part of the host's job if need be. A lot of times, right, with a light, they will tell you, or if not, ask, are you going to flash me at a minute, 2 minutes, find out when. So then when you see that light, you better be wrapping it up, baby. So
and real quick, a little etiquette. Ask if it's blue or clean. Are you allowed to swear and say sexual things, or is it got to be clean? Is it a mixed audience? I just forgot what else I was gonna say. Oh, stay for the whole show. Don't come in, do your 5 minutes, and then leave. That's rude. Sometimes you have to. Some people have to go to work right after they leave.
Yeah, try and let somebody know though if you're gonna bail. Just say, I'd love to say I got to work at 10 or whatever.
Yeah, I've done it, but I don't like to. I like to stay for the whole show because when I'm at the mic, sometimes I get the last spot and there's like two comedians in the audience and that's it. And that's really not much fun. It's nice to have, at least a half a dozen people there, try to get a couple laughs out of them.
So my last tip, and again, I tend to not everybody agrees with me, but I think if you're just starting out, too often we see people say, "Oh, I'm brand new," or "This is my first time," thinking that it's going to give you permission to be not quite good. But let's be honest, in open mics, a lot of comics aren't quite good. I mean, that's kind of the concept. You're getting free entertainment. So I'm suggesting don't say that. Don't give yourself a reason to be poor, and don't give them a reason not to like you. Half your stage presence is about having confidence. So yeah, you're gonna bomb. Everybody bombs. You just, at some point you will. So don't worry about it, and just don't apologize. You're basically saying, don't laugh at me. I'm not gonna be any good. I'm gonna waste your time. It's like, no, you go out there, you hit it hard, you give it the best you can, and then you do a little bit better next time. That's how it works. Do not tell them, I'm gonna suck.
Absolutely. A person much wiser than me said that you bring your person, your personality, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, you bring them on stage with you. And what you project, the audience feels. So if you feel of fear, doubts, and insecurities, the audience picks up on that, and they might tune you out. You go out there with a positive feeling, feeling confident, and feeling like you know what you're doing and you're in charge. Even if you don't, you want to portray that. So they're like, whoa, this guy knows what's going on. We're going to watch him. And this is all stuff that takes time. That's why we go to open mics, to learn how to do this. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Michael, we're just getting off, actually. We're just leaving. We're going to log off. That's what I was trying to say. This is a family show. Right. This is a family show.
This was fun. Like we said, we're going to try to keep them short so people won't get bored, and we'll do another one.
Wanting more. We're going to leave it wanting more, too. Oh, and move the mic stand, for gosh sakes.
Yeah.
For real, that's my last tip. Move it. When you get out there, move it out of the way.
And grab the mic by the adjustment nut in the middle of the stand, not by the top where the mic clips. Because if you grab it by the top, sometimes the top slides out of the bottom and you get right in the face. And I've heard that there's someone once got stitches in their upper lip from doing that.
All right. Well, I'm going to go because I'm getting antsy because we've gone over time and I'm weird like that. So we're running the light, Jareth. We're running the light.
Run the light. We're running the light.
Okay. Now, next time, we're going to try it on my page again. And I'm going to find the funny in all of this. So thanks for tuning in today.
Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Sheila, Richard, Michael. And hopefully we'll all be back soon.
All right. Have a great one. Bye.